We are all travelers on a great journey, life itself. Each of us, no matter where we come from, is searching for meaning and fulfillment as we move through the world. We move through time and space, searching for happiness. In every city and every quiet corner, people are driven by the hope of finding joy. This longing for joy and contentment connects us all. It's a thread that weaves through every culture, every age, and every walk of life. We chase after perfect jobs, relationships, or possessions, believing they'll bring lasting happiness. We set goals, achieve milestones, and celebrate successes, hoping each step will finally satisfy us. Yet satisfaction slips away, replaced by new desires. The things we once thought would complete us soon lose their shine, and we find ourselves wanting more. Why is happiness so elusive? Are we searching in the right places, or are we looking for answers in things that can never truly fulfill us? Thousands of years ago, Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, asked these same questions. He too wondered why suffering seemed to follow us, no matter our circumstances. He was not a god, but a human being seeking to end suffering and find peace. His journey began with the same doubts and hopes that we all share. What he discovered was a simple, profound insight into the mind, a practical path anyone can follow, regardless of background or belief. He called it the Four Noble Truths. These truths are not just ancient teachings, but living wisdom that still speaks to us today. These aren't commandments, but observations, a framework for understanding our lives. They invite us to look honestly at our experience and see things as they really are. They reveal that the source of happiness and suffering lies within us, not outside. Our minds shape our reality, coloring every moment with hope or disappointment. The Four Noble Truths invite us on an inner journey to understand our minds and find peace that doesn't depend on changing the world. This journey is open to everyone, no matter where you begin. This is a universal guide offering clarity and compassion for the challenges we all face. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Let's begin this journey inward, together, and discover what it truly means to be happy. The first truth is direct. Life contains suffering, what the Buddha called dukkha. This isn't just a distant philosophical idea. It's something we encounter every single day, in ways both big and small. Dukkha isn't just dramatic pain. It's the everyday stress, frustration, and unease we all feel. It's the subtle tension that lingers beneath the surface of our routines, the sense that things aren't quite as we wish they were. It's the traffic jam, the spilled coffee, the missed deadline. It's the feeling of being overwhelmed by small setbacks that pile up, making us question if we're doing enough or if we're falling behind. These small moments create ripples of stress, a friction between how we want things to be and how they are. Each disappointment, no matter how minor, adds to the weight we carry. This truth isn't pessimistic, it's honest recognition. It's about seeing life as it really is, not as we wish it to be. Like a doctor diagnosing an illness, we must first acknowledge our discomfort before we can heal. Ignoring it only prolongs our suffering. By accepting that stress and dissatisfaction are part of being human, we stop blaming ourselves for feeling this way. We realize we're not alone in our struggles. It's a shared reality, not a personal failing. Everyone you see is carrying their own invisible burdens, just like you. The first noble truth asks us to notice this friction without judgment, to simply observe with gentle awareness the reality of our experience. Observing it is the first step toward freedom. When we see things clearly, we open the door to change. We're not denying life's joys, but creating a complete picture. Joy and pain exist side by side, and both are part of our story. Life is a mix of sunshine and rain, and accepting this is an act of self-compassion. It's a gentle way of holding ourselves through difficulty. When we say, yes, this is difficult right now, we create space to breathe. We allow ourselves a moment of kindness, even in the midst of struggle. This honest admission is the starting point for a more peaceful existence. It's the first gentle step toward healing and understanding. Recognizing dukkha unites us in our shared humanity. It reminds us that we're all in this together, learning and growing side by side. It's the foundation for real change and the beginning of a more compassionate way of living. Once we become aware of our stress, pausing to notice the tension in our bodies and the racing thoughts in our minds, a new question arises. We ask ourselves, where does this discomfort truly come from? What is its real source? The second noble truth offers an answer. It's rooted in craving and attachment, the ways we hold on tightly to what we want or fear. We constantly wish for things to be different, clinging to pleasure, resisting pain, and struggling against what is. Desires themselves aren't inherently bad, but when our happiness depends on getting exactly what we want, suffering follows close behind. We tie our well-being to outcomes we can't control, a promotion, a perfect day, or the approval of others, hoping these will bring lasting peace. When reality doesn't match our expectations, frustration, disappointment, and even anger can quickly take over. The real problem isn't desire itself, but our rigid attachment to how things should be, and our inability to let go. Imagine planning a perfect picnic, only for rain and arguments to ruin it. The disappointment stings because we were so attached to our vision. The rain itself isn't the problem. It's our craving for a flawless day, our resistance to what's happening, that causes us to suffer. This insight is empowering. It shifts our focus from trying to control the outside world to understanding and transforming our inner reactions. It's not the traffic jam, the criticism, or the rain that truly hurts us, but our craving for things to be different than they are. We begin to notice, moment by moment, how our mind clings and grasps throughout the day, often without us realizing it. This awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room, illuminating patterns that were once hidden. We see, often for the first time, the mechanism of our unhappiness and how it operates within us. Once we recognize this, we can begin to change it, step by step, with patience and self-compassion. The second noble truth gives us the power to break the cycle of suffering and reclaim our peace. It's the key to understanding our own minds, and the first step toward genuine freedom from discomfort. The third noble truth brings hope, the truth of cessation. If suffering has a cause, it can have an end. By letting go of craving and attachment, we find freedom from dissatisfaction. This is nirvana, not a distant heaven, but a state of mind we can experience here and now. Letting go doesn't mean becoming passive or uncaring. It means changing our relationship with life's ups and downs. We can work hard and love deeply, but our peace isn't chained to outcomes. Imagine holding a hot coal. Letting go brings immediate relief. We learn to notice the hot coals in our minds, resentments, anxieties, cravings, and gently release them. We don't have to carry them all day. This promise of peace gives us direction and purpose. We're not doomed to constant stress. There is another way. True contentment comes from within, not from controlling the world. This isn't an overnight change, but a gradual process of training the mind. The third noble truth assures us peace is possible for everyone. It's our birthright waiting to be rediscovered. How do we let go of the hot coal? The fourth noble truth gives us the path, the Noble Eightfold Path. It's a set of 8 practices guiding our thoughts, speech, and actions, a holistic design for living. The path isn't linear. Each element supports the others, like strands of a rope. Right understanding, right speech, right action, and right mindfulness are key. For example, in a traffic jam, right understanding sees the stress, right thought reframes it, and right mindfulness helps us stay present. This path isn't about perfection but practice, returning to it daily with patience and kindness. Some days we walk gracefully, others we stumble. The key is to keep practicing. The Eightfold Path is a lifelong companion, bringing wisdom, compassion, and peace into every part of our lives. It's the practical guide to lasting happiness. The workplace is a major source of stress, a perfect place to practice the Four Noble Truths. We feel pressure, disappointment, and frustration at work. This is dukkha in action. By acknowledging stress without judgment, we stop blaming ourselves. The second truth helps us see our craving for approval or perfection fuels anxiety. Our self-worth becomes tied to outcomes, making setbacks feel personal. The third truth shows us we can find peace even in a busy office by letting go of rigid expectations. We do our best, then release attachment to results. The fourth truth, the Eightfold Path, gives us tools: right speech and feedback, right action and integrity, right mindfulness and pausing to breathe. Integrating these practices transforms our relationship with work. Work becomes less a source of stress, more an opportunity for mindful growth. We gain inner freedom, no longer at the mercy of every twist and turn. The workplace becomes a training ground for peace. Family life brings both deep joy and vulnerability. Our strongest attachments live here. Everyday frictions, annoyance, worry, misunderstandings are normal. Recognizing this allows us to respond with patience, not drama. The second truth reveals our suffering comes from craving for a perfect family or ideal behavior. When reality doesn't match, frustration follows. The third truth offers relief. We can love our family as they are, letting go of the need to control or change them. This creates space for acceptance and unconditional love. The eightfold path guides us, listening fully, creating a nurturing home, being present at dinner. We don't eliminate problems, but we change how we meet them. With wisdom and compassion, our home becomes a sanctuary of peace. Family life becomes a place for growth and deeper connection. The Four Noble Truths aren't another task. They're a new way of seeing. With practice, this perspective becomes second nature, a gentle response to life's challenges. The benefits ripple through every area of life. Stress lessens, resilience grows. We gain agency over our emotions, choosing how to respond rather than react. Even in chaos, we find an inner refuge of calm. This self-awareness is the foundation of true growth. We untangle old patterns and make conscious choices about who we want to be. The journey inward leads to a more authentic, fulfilling life. The Four Noble Truths are an invitation to discover, to heal, to liberate. They encourage us to meet life's complexity with courage and an open heart. This ancient wisdom is a timeless guide for modern peace. The map is here, ready for anyone to follow. The journey to happiness and fulfillment begins within. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more insights on mindfulness and personal growth. Join us on this journey. Your path to peace starts with a single step. Thank you for watching.